What's up, y'all? Welcome to day 50 of my daily series on how I help systems and operators. You know my whole thing. In case we haven't met, my name is Jason. I'm a hospitality management consultant based here in New York City. And today I had an extraordinary experience at a coffee shop. So I was a little early to a meeting. I'm always early to my meetings. And I was waiting in line to get a tea, which is kind of an unusual request at a coffee shop. But I noticed that this person was she was by herself, serving customers, and it was pretty busy. You know, there's a couple of people in front of me, a couple of people behind me. But I noticed something about her. Like, I was there to kill time. Basically, I had 30 minutes before my meeting, and I was 2 doors down from where I was supposed to be. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll pop in for a cup of tea. And so she was just really incredible. Really incredible. Like, I was like, that whole 30 minutes that I was waiting for my appointment, my meeting, I ended up just watching her work, and it was astonishing. And here was what was so great about it. She hit every single point with interactions that only took like 2 or 3 minutes each max. And so there was no multitasking. She just did one customer at a time, which I thought was kind of cool and refreshing, because, typically, there's not necessarily an economy of scale when there's infinite possibilities for things you can order. So this is a 787 coffee shop on Lexington and 27th, and so what was so extraordinary about this experience, and what I was so impressed by, was she was just a generally happy person, just a bubbly, happy person, and I'm not sure if that was just today or if she's always like that, but she was really, really just overtly nice, focused, not distracted, and really cared about her job. So I was like, okay, cool. How do I figure this out? So every single interaction that I watched her have, and it was like 15, 20, she did all of the steps. So she offered everybody an empanada. She offered every single one of them, an empanada or a snack. And then when they ordered their coffee, she said, would you like this with our rum infusions or our whiskey infused beans? And she made sure to mention that it was non-alcoholic. And out of 10 or 15 people that I saw, I would say that about a quarter of them, 30% maybe, bought the upsell, like a $2 order bump on everything. And then 1 or 2 or 3 people actually got an empanada as well, or a piece of bread or whatever it was. And so I was like sitting across from this guy. I was like, do you come here often? He's like, yeah. Like, I was like, have you ever had this barista? He's like, yeah. I was like, is she like this all the time? He's like, yeah, she's like this all the time. I was like, did she remember your drink? He's like, yeah, but I switched it up a lot. And so this is just like, I don't know. I do believe that this person was a rare breed of a person. Like as in, they have something that is inherently motivating them to be exceptional at probably whatever it is that they do. And so, like, I waited until my meeting ended up canceling. So I was just like, I waited until she was slow again, and I asked her. I was like, are you born like this? Like, is this an exceptional day, or is this like every day for you? She's like, no, I'm pretty much like this every day. I'm an actor, so like I'm kind of used to talking to people, and the thing underneath it, the subtext was that she's basically performing, and I thought that was really, really interesting. So I asked her about her induction and her onboarding, and like how she was trained, and I was kind of surprised, because I figured that there would be like a really intense training program behind that, and so when she was patiently answering my questions, she was talking about how they have it's a 6-hour session that all new hires go into. The application process was her walking into a place and saying, hey, I'm looking for a job, them saying, hey, I like your vibe, and then bam, you're hired. And so from there, they get a 6-hour induction period, which is, I'm guessing, kind of dry and boring, but maybe they made it exciting. Maybe they made it really cool. And then follow that is a trail. So they work an entire shift with somebody else, and then she's on, and she said that she's been working there since March. And I asked, like, if there had been any supplemental training between March and now, and she's like, no, it's just you just kind of work, and then there's just kind of updates, and you just kind of do your thing. So my takeaways from this are, I think this person was exceptional, and 787, if you ever see this, which I know you're not, don't ever let her go. Don't ever let her go, because she was great. She was fantastic, and she was consistent. She did it again and again and again, and they work long days there, and it's like this kind of like midtowny, corporate bros going there and stuff, like finance people. So she was like really extraordinary. But also, I was curious why there wasn't any subsequent training between then and now, because there's like this is the kind of person that you want to ask how to replicate them and give them whatever they want, because this particular coffee shop has like a lot of locations, and then I'm guessing they employ like, I'm guessing 100, 150 people. And so you want that kind of training to be duplicated in all of those places, but you want it to be ongoing. Some people have bad days, and like, this is like the nurture that we're talking about. This is the induction, this is the indoctrination that we're looking for to replicate that kind of experience. Because if you add it up, I mean, coffee shops are a very difficult business. Their margins are relatively thin. I mean, the margins are okay, but there's not an enormous amount of volume usually. But when you start adding in the upsells and the cross sells and stuff like that, and you can actually do pretty well. And with people like that running your business for you, you could have 1,000 of those places. But I don't know. It was just exceptional. But there's certainly a few things that I'm going to be building into my processes as far as the HR systems that we're building, and she hit all the, I wish I recorded this. Like, she hit all the boxes. Like, she smiled and greeted me politely, genuinely, authentically, was genuinely enthusiastic to help me. And then she walked me through the teas that they had. And this was like real fast, by the way. Like, there's a line, she blazed through it. So she knew her stuff. And then she offered me something for breakfast. Would you like an empanada with chicken? They come from blah, 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 blah. And then she offered me, and then she made it real quick, and then I sat down and watched her. And then every other person after me, they don't serve any drip coffees, by the way. They do espresso based drinks only. And every single one of those people, she asked to upsell into their infusions, which are like, they have rum infused beans and whiskey infused beans. And then, as if that wasn't enough, the people, they serve them in these biodegradable plastic bags. And if that wasn't enough, she asked most of the people that got drinks in those bags if they would like to take a picture for social media. And then, as if that wasn't enough, a lot of people said yes. And so they got this content for their stuff, for their websites, or for their social media, of people using the product, which is like social proof, which is really good for marketing, by the way. Showing people enjoying your product is a great way to sell your product. And then after my questioning with her, and her patiently responding to my questions, she asked me for a fucking review. This is a mic drop. And so, like, that is what you want to do. I 10 out of 10, could not have any other critiques of the service. It was just absolutely perfect. And everybody there knew it. And I'm guessing that most of the people there, it was not their first time there. So big ups to 787, big ups to Hunter at the Lexington 27th branch today, for just absolutely crushing it again and again and again. It was just a delight and refreshing to see. So that's all I got for you today. See you next time. Bye.